Honorable Minister for IT, BT, Science and Technology, Higher Education Skilling, Sri Ashwath Narayanji, and Mr. Abhay Patel, Honorable Member of Assembly, Belgavi South, Dr. Kari Siddhappa, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Sridhar Upin, and Mr. Sachin Sabnis, the President of the Laghu Udyoga Bharati, and Mr. Dayanand Netalkar, President of the Laghu Udyoga Bharati Belgavi Unit, and also Mr. Bojraj and Hiriyanna. I've seen these two gentlemen so passionately, trying to put together this program. So I compliment the whole LUB team, Laghu Udyoga Bharati team, for conceiving this Tech Bharat. Not just conceiving, I think 2 successful events they've done. The third event, they are doing right now. And as a part of the third Tech Bharat, they choose to do this Belgavi and Mysore also included, which is of course the mission of Beyond Bangalore. That's where we felt very nice about Laghu Udyoga Bharati spreading its wings, not just in Bangalore, but also, looking at the cities like the Belgavi, Mysore and Mangalore, etc., etc. So I commend the whole team for thinking about this. And this is the time that we are all thinking about. I think our minister said that we are all thinking about how we can make sure that our people remain in their places closer to their hometowns and still work for the economy of the country. And that is an opportunity that the place like Belgavi provides that. I was so impressed when I walked through this exhibition along with the minister, and so much of innovation is happening. They are the people, they are young talent from these universities and from the colleges. They're thinking about innovative solutions, not just for that agriculture and a lot of rural development initiatives, and so much passionately they are doing that. So we all are responsible to make sure that these innovations not just remain to the Belgaum, not just remain to the Karnataka, but they go beyond India and also globally. They should be successful. That is one mission that we as a part of the KDM we would like to support on that. And this event is happening at the right time. Why I would say the right time? The Prime Minister is visioning about creating a $5 trillion economy. And it's not that easy to do the $5 trillion economy until unless the places like the Belgavi, the places like the Mangalore, Mysore and all these clusters will contribute to that economy. So we all need to work towards to make sure that how this economy would grow in these places. I was impressed to learn that the foundry industry out of Belgaum produces around 3,000 crores. And nowhere in the country such a cluster is available. The wall cluster, the foundry cluster, that is the manufacturing skill that other places are lacking. And then I think Belgaum should take the advantage of that manufacturing cluster skills that are available. That is the reason we are discussing in the department that can we create the electronics manufacturing moving to these places, right? So why this manufacturing should remain into the larger cities. And the minister is planning some of the activities in that area. So we will come back to that. I also feel the Karnataka is blessed. For many years, I've been seeing this for the last 30 years, and I've interacted with many chief ministers and many ministers in Karnataka, and right now I see a golden period. Last 1 year I've been working with Sri Ashwath Narayanji, and the amount of energy, passion, young at heart, he is always, there readily available. Why would I say it's a blessed? He's a person with a very progressive outlook, and also the person having 3 important responsibilities. The technology, IT, BT, science and technology, he is driving, and then he is also driving this higher education. Karnataka is only the state, probably, one of the first few states which adopted the NEP. No other state has done that, and I've seen that how energetically he put forward so many the plans under that NEP. The third on the skilling. Skilling, again, it is a mission for him, and we are all working with him to make sure that, a million jobs are created in next 5 years out of all these places. And KDM, in a small way that we did, bridge the gap between the students and then corporates. We did these 3 events in all the 3 places and provided an opportunity for 4,000 people getting employed in the IT industry. 23rd or so, in Belgaum itself, we did that skilling event, and it is one of the major successful event. And I read through the paper that the other day, our minister and the chief minister was there at Mandya to doing another skilling event. That much importance. So the minister has a balanced vision. He's taking care of the skilling, he's taking care of the higher education, and also he's putting them roadmap for the technology growth. And particularly beyond Bangalore has become a prime mission for the minister and the government, and we are all working together. And I must tell you that I've seen that, and our Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji put a foundation, or the initial early days in 2000 for IT for the country. Likewise, we're blessed to have Mr. Ashwath Narayan ji putting a foundation for next 20 years of the growth in the Karnataka. If we create these 3 pillars, that is sufficient. Next 20 years, vision has been created, and Karnataka will grow, and Karnataka will fulfill the vision of the Prime Minister, reaching a 5 trillion economy. And the digital economy, he always says that Karnataka should contribute $300 billion to the digital economy. I'm sure, sir, I think with your effort, Karnataka will definitely do that. And the subject that is chosen by Tech Bharat is quite an apt. I think Minister has also mentioned that, the food and then agriculture. Why is it so important? We have a $10 billion global population by 2050, and the studies say that, the whole world needs a 70% more food for the world. Do we have that much ability? Yes, if we marry the technology with the food industry, technology with the agri-tech industry, I'm sure that is possible. And there is globally a $3 trillion agriculture market, provides a huge scope for that, right? And India is the 3rd largest agri-tech investment destination globally, and having 3rd largest agro startup ecosystem. 10% of the global agri-tech startups are happening in the country. Around 500 plus startups are there. And India agri-tech industry is forecasted to reach around $35 billion by 2025. So that is an opportunity for all of you who are there in the hall. You need to think through how this opportunity Belgaum can contribute, or the Karnataka can contribute into that opportunity. Karnataka, as usual, it is always 52% the total agri-tech investments in India happened in Karnataka. 52% of the country's investment. State has backed around 2,000 crores of investments in agri-tech, and Karnataka again, with the minister as so enthusiastic that the agriculture, I think probably the Karnataka is the first state that has created a startup policy for agriculture. So the startup policy for agriculture is very, very important. That is where you can marry, or you can bring the technology closer to that agriculture and increase the efficiency of our agriculture the way that we do the normal agriculture. That's where I think state would get benefited. And Karnataka also setting up of an agri-tech fund of $2.5 million. Again, this is the first time in the country the Karnataka took the lead, and the technology is being used. There are several agri-tech. I also saw a few agri-tech companies coming out of the Deshpande Foundation, and also some companies in Belgaum. So we all need to work towards making sure that the technology is married well to the agricultural industry, technology is married well to the food industry, and improve the efficiency of this industry so that we can contribute a lot to our Indian economy. And we, in a small way, the KDM has been working with a mission of Beyond Bangalore to increase the employment opportunities in all this Beyond Bangalore cluster, 3 clusters, the Hubli, Belgaum, and Dharwad, and Mangalore and Mysore, all these clusters to reach around 500,000 jobs, high-tech jobs by 2026 and 10 lakh jobs by 2030. And contributing, right now the contribution is less than 1-2% in the technology. So we wanted this contribution to reach at least 5 to 10% of the Karnataka state exports technology industry. That's what is our mission, and we are working towards that. And I'm very happy to be part of this, and thank you Laghu Udyog Bharat for inviting me to come over here to address the keynote. And I'm sure with the kind of content that they structured, and both in the food industry as well as in the agri industry, that there's a lot for all of you to learn and pick up and become the entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurship is a mantra to increase the economy of the country, and all of you should, in some way or the other, should become entrepreneurs in future. The Byju's, you heard about the Byju's, that he created the company 10 years back. Right now, his wealth is around $3.5 billion, which is beating many of the large family houses. Likewise, there are a lot of fintech. Karnataka is blessed with having more than 45% of the unicorns coming out of Karnataka. All these things have happened last 10 years. So much of opportunity for entrepreneurship in your own way, whatever you could do, either in the agri-tech, food tech, or fintech, or edutech, there's a huge opportunity for all of you, and you can contribute into that economy. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.